the fire consumed the house in mere minutes. Yet, amidst the charred remains, firefighters found something inexplicable. An untouched armchair with an old man seated peacefully, a content smile on his face. Beside him lay a photograph of a younger man and a cat, with a note scrawled on the back, "He saved me once. Now I returned the favor." The old man had passed away 5 years prior. Chapter 1: The Beginning. In the quaint town of Maplewood, nestled among rolling hills and whispering pines, lived Grandpa Joe and his loyal feline companion, Whiskers. Joe, a retired firefighter, had adopted Whiskers after rescuing him from a tree during a stormy night. Their bond was immediate and unbreakable. Every morning, Joe would sit on his porch, sipping coffee with Whiskers perched on his lap, purring contentedly. Neighbors often remarked on their inseparable companionship, noting how Whiskers seemed to understand Joe's every word. Chapter 2: The Routine. Life in Maplewood was serene. Joe spent his days tending to his garden, sharing stories with neighbors, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Whiskers was always by his side, whether chasing butterflies in the garden or curling up beside Joe during his afternoon naps. However, as the years passed, Joe's health began to decline. He moved slower, his breaths became labored, and his once hearty laugh grew faint. Whiskers, sensing the change, became even more attentive, rarely leaving Joe's side. Chapter 3: The Warning. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden hues across the sky, Joe sat on his porch, gazing into the distance. Whiskers sat beside him, his eyes fixed on Joe. "It's coming, old friend," Joe whispered. Whiskers tilted his head, as if understanding the gravity of Joe's words. "I've had a good run, but I feel the end nearing," Joe continued, his voice tinged with melancholy. That night, Joe placed a photograph on his bedside table, a picture of his younger self holding Whiskers as a kitten. On the back, he scribbled a note, "He saved me once. Now I returned the favor." Chapter 4: The Incident. A week later, a devastating fire broke out in Joe's house. Neighbors watched in horror as flames engulfed the structure. Firefighters arrived promptly, battling the blaze with urgency. Once the fire was extinguished, they searched the ruins for any signs of life. To their astonishment, amidst the charred remains, they found an untouched armchair with Joe seated peacefully, a serene smile on his face. Beside him lay the photograph and the note. Even more baffling was the presence of Whiskers, unharmed, sitting beside Joe, his eyes reflecting a depth of understanding beyond comprehension. Chapter 5: The Revelation. The town was abuzz with speculation. How did Joe remain untouched by the flames? How did Whiskers survive? The photograph and note added to the mystery. Miracle. Others thought it was a final act of love between a man and his loyal companion. Regardless, the story of Joe and Whiskers became a legend in Maplewood. Chapter 6: The Legacy. Whiskers was taken in by a kind neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, who ensured he lived out his days in comfort. She often recounted the tale of Joe and Whiskers to visitors, emphasizing the profound bond they shared. A memorial was erected in Joe's honor, featuring a statue of him with Whiskers by his side. The plaque read, "A friendship that transcended time," reminding us of the enduring bond between man and animal. Epilogue. Years later, children in Maplewood would sit by the statue, listening to tales of Grandpa Joe and Whiskers. Their story served as a testament to the power of love, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond between a man and his cat.